Well, she can be tainted earlier if she hasn't had a family, a stable family, good influences, especially regarding her virginity and chastity. So that can affect her as she gets older in many ways. And it'll be hard for her to recover from that. Regarding some women, it's not really about making her better. It's pretty much about salvaging what is still left of her. And I say that out of love because some women out here feel that, hey, I still have something left to give. I still have some love to give, regardless of what I've been through, right? So we'll say that. Now, with guys, it's a little different. The reason why guys are ruined later instead of earlier is because usually, it's some type of a hard drive within a man. Yes, hard drive in most of guys to bounce back because that's a natural mechanism, a survival mechanism in a guy to just fight through it. You'll figure it out somehow, some way. You'll figure it out whether you got people supporting you or not, because that's just hardwired in the X chromosome. Basically, a male per se, like as he's growing into a man from being a boy. Like that's just hardwired. That's why guys can be hard headed about stuff because that stubbornness is part of his not giving up so quick mindset, right? But just imagine as time goes on and things just tend to still get rough for him. Things just still just keep piling up. Experiences, hardships. After a while, that takes a toll on him. So it takes a lot more to wear a man down than it does to wear a woman down. It takes a lot more. But by the time you see that guy being worn out and things like that, that's he's pretty much at his last end. He's went through a lot to get to that point. It takes a lot though to get a guy to the point where he's that ruined, to where he's that devastated, to where he wants to give up that much in life. So you might see a guy on the corner per se, like with a homeless sign, whether he's going through rehab, whether he's at the shelter, whether he's even incarcerated, or even at a hospice, depending on how he got there per se, right? Um, it took a lot for him to get there, you know. And I'm talking about the guy that just went through a lot. I'm not talking about necessarily the ignorant one. I'm talking about the guy that really did start off well in life, like as far as being positive. He was determined. He wasn't the type to give up. But things just kept piling up on him. Else might say ruined them early in life to where it made it hard for them to move forward in life as a woman. Well, with guys, this happens later in life, and then he no longer wants to continue on as a man because it's happened so many times in his life, throughout life, it's almost too late for him because he's had it happen so many times as life went by. Early on, it wasn't so bad because he had a lot more self esteem in him to get through it all, but it just kept piling up. But with you, sweetheart, even though that happened to you early on, you as a woman know you can't continue to go through life like that versus guys that have had to endure that for most of their life and they just gave up. You know deep down inside, sweetheart, you can't continue to go through those type of hardships. So you have to make sure you get in a situation that's more salvageable for you. And so yes, not to speak on the woman hitting the wall and stuff like that, but you do put yourself in better situations that aren't accident prone, where these accident prone type of situations are usually situations where gals just think they can continue to be independent and they can do it on their own. They don't need a man, things like that. You realize that that can't be you because there is no guarantee you will remain independent. There's no guarantee that you can continue to do things without a man. And likewise with family, you can't just and I know for a lot of girls they can say like, yeah, I don't have family like that. I get that. So just going back to making sure you're around a man that sees you as his family. You know, not just his lover per se, not just someone he loves, but he sees you as family. Like you start to realize as life goes on for you, you have to lock in. That's the best way I could put it, sweetheart. You have to lock in. You can't continue to go on in life like a man does enduring hardships. You have to lock in as soon as you can. Don't wait until you're like in your 50s or 60s when life has taken a toll, you know, because you might just be pretty much withered at that point. Thanks a million for stopping by, and I hope this video makes sense to some.